there's a family tree program, and you start putting all this in, and it draws the whole program, or it draws the whole tree for you. This is amazing.
There's a skeleton in the closet there that wasn't mentioned. You need it.
Tell me everything. Everything you can think of.
Okay.
I mean, every you know, story you never really got the dope on. I mean, give me everything you can think of.
I know this from what my mother told me. That Aunt Sarah, my mom's sister, she.
Wait a minute. Let me make sure. Let's see. Aunt Sarah, your mom's
sister.
Oh, please. Here's my page. Oh, okay. Yes, I got it. The one who married Al Brandon.
Okay. What happened before she married Al Brandon was she went wild, and in Syracuse she got involved with a gang of rum runners or whatever. In those days they used to run rum and whiskey from Canada across Lake Ontario.
This was during Prohibition?
Yeah. And she was involved with a gang there, and I know the authorities swept down and caught them all, and she was caught up with them. So she saved her skin by going state evidence and squeal on them all.
A stool pigeon.
And the rest of her life, she just looked over her shoulder everywhere she went.
Oh boy.
But somewhat during that time, she became pregnant with Arlene. And Al Brandon married her. Now, I don't know how they got together or anything about it, but I don't think he was one of the gangsters.
So Arlene might not be Brandon's kid.
That's possible. And eventually, she lost her mind. I don't know whether it was Alzheimer's or what, but I can remember. She did lose her mind and was put in an institution.
So that's a closet skeleton, huh?
Yeah. Well, the other skeleton was Madge. What, are you there? Madge, Margaret Major. What? Must be in the gym.
Who would Margaret Major be?
She would be the son of John Major.
Oh.
Solomon. Her name is Margaret, I guess. What calls her? I think we called her Madge. She married
daughter of
John Major.
Daughter of John. Now where does John come in? John was your dad's brother?
He'd be my uncle.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me find the page. John is your dad's brother.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. He's
Right.
Stanley Major's father.
Right. And also Margaret was
John married Rose.
no, not Stanley Major's father.
I got John as father of Stanley, William, Margaret, and Lola.
All right. Okay. So Margaret.
Margaret. Also Madge.
No, wait. Hold it. It was Lola. Just stop there. It was Lola that did it. Lola married a man called Cain. And this Cain was a person of ill repute or something like that. No one, it was a mystery man, and he drove Pierce Arrows and Cadillacs and everything. And as it turned out, he was a rum runner. And he had this big boat and everything, and he was running rum, that was the expression, booze from Canada into the United States across Lake Ontario. And he fathered 2 children Bobby Kane. You remember the name of the other one, Bud?
What's that?
You remember Bobby Kane?
Oh, Bobby's father was a bootlegger and the boat went down in
Yeah. He
Great
had,
Lakes.
did he have a daughter? He had Bobby?
Bobby and Loretta, yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's the two children. And then he died mysteriously, the boat and all, on Lake Ontario. So.
What was Kane's first name? Do you know?
We only knew him as Kane, didn't we?
Caney is all he ever called him.
Yeah.
He married Loretta.
Was it Loretta or Lola?
Yeah. Not Loretta, but Lola.
Yeah.
Lola.
Okay, so Lola married Kane, had Bobby and Loretta, and Kane's boat went down in the Great Lakes.
That's all I
Running
know.
rum.
A rum runner. He rum runner and carried a load over from Canada. And
Sank it on Lake Ontario.
Yeah, Lake Ontario. He got caught in a storm and went down. He's doing great until that happened.
Oh, you should see the cars. Boy, he was a millionaire. That
It's
guy.
like
Nobody knew a thing about what he was doing.
boat sank in Lake Ontario, running rum to.
I don't think even Lola knew what he was up to.
They had plenty of money.
Yeah.
That's funny.
God, I don't know how you're going to compile all this in any order.
Leave it to me. I'll figure it out.
Can he play that on the TV after he does it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're being taped as we sit here. Oh, I don't know how much farther should we go. You can't go back much farther.
I don't think so. Not tonight. I can't remember any farther back from it.
You remember more than I do.
My memory's going anyway. I don't remember.
Lion's shot. Yeah, I can remember Rita Heber, and she used to have relatives that lived in the house where you live now.
That's right. Kate and Sarah Hebron.
Yeah, and they took in boarders, remember? Worked on one side.
Yeah.
And I remember Rita.
Geez, Patty only got about half of it now. I think there's more. Did you ever hear about the way I caught scarlet fever?
You had scarlet fever?
Yeah. He had it first.
Oh, this is going to be good.
It was only, I don't know, how old is me then?
Probably
I'm
12, 13.
I must have been in 4th or 5th grade, I think so. He got scarlet fever. And then he was pissed off at me because I didn't catch it. He got me down when he was flaking, he put one of them flakes in my mouth.
I blew in his, all I did was blow in your face.
Yeah, you put one, got my mouth over, put one on the place in my mouth. I got scarlet fever. Then the neighbors took him in, and he got out of the house.
See, when you got scarlet fever,
Start feeling.
after it started to leave, you peeled. All the skin came off your body.
Really?
Flaked right off, yeah. And while you had it, you were livid. I mean, you were red as a beet. And then you went on for a length of time, I don't know. But then you were over it. But that was the sign that it was gone. And
When you would start shedding the skin?
then you start just shedding all your skin. And it always left you with something wrong, like a murmur, a heart, or blind, deaf, whatever. It always left you with something wrong. And I escaped. The doctors used to wonder how I got through that without some deformity, you know. Usually a heart, something that affects your heart.
Yeah. And you were like in your early teens when this happened?
No, yeah, like 14, and
And Bud, how old were you?
I don't know, but 14, I'm 2 years younger than that.
Yeah, we got 12. You see, when I caught it, our house was quarantined by the doctor.
Big red sign in the house,
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad could only when he could go out, he'd go out to work and come back, that's all.
And when he came in and out of the house, he had a big white sheet with a hole cut in the middle that he put his head through so he could see where he's going. And he'd come in the house and have his meal. And then when he went outside, he would take the sheet off, and Mom had to wash it. And then he'd go to work. Well, see, the people across the street had the damn scarlet fever before and passed it on to me, see?
Mm-hmm.
Cotters were the name. And so they passed it on to me, and then when I survived it and gave it to Bud, the house was still quarantined, but I had to get out of the house. So they took me in.
The Cotters did?
Yeah. And they kept me until Bud
Was over it?
was over.
He couldn't come in the house because I had, they get me down, roll my mouth, what the
Oh,
God.
it wasn't all that bad.
Yeah,
I
he
used
just
to blow at
apologized
you.
for it the other night here.
Well, I'm glad you guys finally got that worked out.
Yeah, where the hell was Bob and Leo? How come they
So,
didn't get...
was Leo the oldest?
No, Bob was the
Bob
oldest.
was the oldest? How did what was the order? Bob, Leo, you, Bud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much older was Bob than you, Dad?
For about 4 years. Yeah, because Leo was next. Leo was 16 when he died, and I was 11.
Oh, okay, so he was
Yeah.
5 years older than you.
Yeah.
I think Bob was born in 1912.
Yeah.
And Leo was,
I was
Couple years
1918.
later.
Leo was 1916. Oh, there. And I can't figure out where they were. They must have been in the house somewhere. Oh well.
Maybe they were down with down living with Liz.
it might have
They
been.
might have been.
Yeah. You know, we're talking about the church, Liz, used to go to mass for everybody. She was the mass for the dead. She never missed mass all her life.
And she went to St. Bridget's right up.
Right down at St. Bridget's Church. And she was went to the mass for the dead this day, and just two of them would go. I mean, what's
Louis Jennings used to.
Komblowski, not
Vera Komblowski.
Vera Komblowski and her would go to mass, big mass for all the dead, and this day the priest didn't show up. And I tell you, Lizzie laid for him. And she ripped him up one side and down the other.
Because the priest didn't show up for mass?
Yeah, the priest wasn't there. She was there and Vera was there, and the priest didn't show up to say mass. And she ripped one side and down the other, and she told him, I ain't gonna be here when these masses are scheduled, and you better be here from now on. And he never missed it again.
I think Louis Jennings was another that attended all those masses. Huey's one.
Yeah, Louis did. And Louis is a convert too.
She was a convert, yeah. She was a better Catholic than anybody else in the community.
Lizzie didn't like that.